Hey, everybody. This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous, good looking friends. So, many of you have requested for me to check out this video, The Dark World of Celebrity Yachting Explained. The Duchess, aka Meghan Markle, former actress on Suits, had a little cameo appearance in this video. And while the video told us nothing new, it did get me thinking about a couple things. And once again, I went back down the rabbit hole, and here's what I came up with. Has anybody looked at the person that was sitting next to Doria at Meghan and Harry's wedding? Her name is Benita Litt, and her two children were in Meghan's wedding. At the time of the wedding, she was one of Meghan's closest friends. Allegedly, Meghan is the godmother of one of her children, and it's rumored Benita is the godmother of Archie. As we are witnessing the unraveling and midlife crisis of Meghan, the question I ask is, where is her friend? You see, Benita was very useful to Meghan back in the day when she was a nobody. You see, Benita's specialty is brand curator, and she is responsible, if you're working with her as a client, to help shape your brand. So it shouldn't surprise anyone that the TIG is listed here as one of those brands that have been assisted by Benita Litt. Interestingly enough, Netflix is listed there, but there is no hyperlink, so you don't see the kind of work that was done. It also appears that Benita is no longer in this business anymore, as her website hasn't been updated since 2020. There's a good chance that Meghan no longer has use for her and has markled Benita. I do believe, though, that Benita did play a role in helping Meghan pull off the con of the century. What better person for Meghan to know in order to get her fake persona as a humanitarian, feminist, and kind person set up? That would be Benita. From what I can tell, Benita was friends with Meghan dating back to as far as 2013. So, most likely, Meghan, the fake woman that she is, probably pretended that she was interested in order to gain the trust of this woman, and then probably took advantage of her services in order to manipulate and get her to do what she needed her to do in order to sell herself to Prince Harry. You see, I don't buy the story that Meghan and Harry tell us on how they met. I do believe that Meghan hung out on a few yachts back in her day. This photo with Benita and Heather Dorak and Misha Nunu and Meghan seems to be the trip that they went on in August of 2016. We see a post from Heather Dorak's Instagram account dating it at August 10th, 2016, with the same people in the photo that was on the yacht in the previous photo that everybody's seen before. As you can see, the same girls are showing in the picture. All the way in the back next to Misha is the girl that everybody thinks is Sleazy E's girlfriend when you look at the yacht photo. But clearly here it's not her, so let's just put that one to bed. I don't know who the guys are, but definitely Heather Dorak's husband's not there, as well as Benita Litt's husband's not there either. And neither is Misha Nono's husband, but they were definitely yachting. Because here they are, and I'm assuming that it was Meghan that took this photo since she's not in it, but you see Heather Dorak, and then Benita Litt is next to her, and then Misha, and then whoever that person is sitting next to Misha. So, according to this post, this trip began on August 7th, 2016. And as you can see here, Heather Dorak with Benita Litt saying, "We're off." Now, I'm looking at this escalator, and this looks nothing like an airport escalator. There's nobody holding any kind of luggage. So, that's a flag for me, but we'll get to where I'm trying to go with this story in a second. Are we to assume that Meghan Markle is taking this photo since she's not in the photo? I don't think it was Misha because Misha is in New York. It definitely wouldn't have been Meghan because Meghan was in New York on August 6th as her best friend Lindsay was getting married at the St. Regis. Heather Dorak, and we have all these different hashtags: girls trip, Ibiza, Spain, beach, and you can see that Meghan is tagged on it. We then see here again the same day, August 9th, with Heather Dorak, Misha in the middle, and then Meghan Markle in the black and white bikini. Benita Litt is the one that actually took this video. From trying to piece the timeline, it does look like after Ibiza, Heather Dorak went back at around August 12th. But it appears that Marcus, Misha, and Benita stayed in Ibiza, and then eventually, I believe, Megan and Misha went on to Madrid. And for this, Megan proceeded to call the Paps. And as you can see here, she looks once again like a hot mess. So here's where I'm going with this. So, right after this trip, apparently she went to Postino with Jessica Mulroney. And now this was broadcasted all over the Daily Mail, showing photos of the two of them on vacation. In this article, one of the photos that they show is this one with Jessica Mulroney, and it says at the bottom, Megan's unofficial wedding planner and best friend Jessica Mulroney posted this picture on Instagram in August 2016, a month after Megan had her first date with Harry. That would logically make sense. If Megan was in Madrid, then she'd fly over to Italy to meet up with Jessica because the time frame works. However, the actual post itself from Jessica Mulroney at the time was dated February 4th, 2016. So, how could that photo have been taken in August of 2016? You see where I'm going with this? So, let's revisit Tom Bauer's book because there's a passage that I want us to dissect because there's something very much off, and I wonder, is this Tom Bauer trying to tell us something? Let's pretend for a moment that we believe Meghan and Harry and that they really met on July 1st. This is how the paragraph sounds. 4 weeks after she met Harry, which would bring her into July 31st, Meghan set off on a whirlwind tour. First in New York in early August for Lindsay Roth's wedding, which we saw, dated August 6th, which coincided with her 35th birthday. From there, she flew to Italy with Jessica Mulroney for a brief holiday in Positano. Then she headed to Rwanda as World Vision's ambassador. Finally, she arrived back in London for the first time since meeting Harry in June. There's a lot to unpack in these couple lines. So, according to Bauer, right after this wedding, Meghan went to Italy. But you guys just saw me lay out a timeline from Heather Dorak and Benita Litt showing that Meghan was on a yacht hanging out in Ibiza and then off to Madrid. Then the other thing that throws me off is him saying that she headed to Rwanda as World Vision's ambassador. Well, Meghan went to Rwanda twice, once in 2015 and the other time in January of 2016. So this is a little bit confusing. So now let me throw in this next wrench to you. It says, over lunch, Meghan showed Gina Nelthorpe Cohn photographs of Rwanda's famous silverback gorillas before getting down to business. In quotes, things are going really well, she revealed and added, he's asked me to come to Botswana. Now, if you knew nothing about what was going on with this couple and took it at face value for what Meghan and Harry said as truth, you would believe that all of this is happening in the time frame that they've outlined. So Meghan already had her date, and now they're on the third date, and Harry's asked her to go to Botswana, and here we are. This is what she's revealing to Gina. You would think that, right? But what if it's not? Later in Tom Bauer's book, this is what he says. I think it's purposeful that Tom Bauer gives a date here by saying on August 6, 2016, the Sun reported, and this is Harry's presence in Natal. Scroll down a little bit further, it says 2 weeks later, Meghan flew to Botswana for a second bush holiday with Harry. So in 2016, I am only aware of one bush holiday with Harry, and that was supposed to be the third date that Meghan and Harry had, allegedly. We do know that in 2017, Meghan and Harry went again to Botswana, and apparently this is where she knew she was going to be marrying him. Some rumors floating around that they actually got married in Botswana. I don't have any evidence of that, but that's a rumor that's going around. But going back to this now, maybe we should look at this a little bit differently. So let's listen to it again. Over lunch, Meghan showed Gina Nelthorpe Cohn photographs of Rwanda's famous silverback gorillas before getting down to business. Notice that it doesn't necessarily say that it was in August of 2016 that she's showing these gorillas. Perhaps maybe she was showing these gorillas to Gina at a separate time before she was going off to Rwanda, which was in January of 2016 or in 2015 when she was over there. I am leaning towards believing that this trip to Botswana was in February of 2016. What you're looking at here is Harry's calendar of engagements for the year in the beginning of 2016. So as you can see, Harry only had 2 appointments for the whole month of February, and he was free after February 5th. So let's put this time frame together. So the BJ Princess was in Rwanda at the end of January. Could it be possible that Meghan hopped on a flight to Botswana right after that to meet up with Harry? I mean, we all know that Harry took secret trips to Toronto without anybody knowing. Why couldn't he do the same to meeting up in Botswana? Which then leads me to believe that the rumors that Meghan and Harry met in 2015 could be possible if we are to believe or interpret Tom Bower's book in the manner that we're looking at in this video. Even though this comment is a rumor, there's no evidence that supports that this is true. I am gravitating more and more to believe that this is actually the truth. Meghan was a yacht girl, and I don't know how many of you have seen this photo, but this is dated from 2012 and it's hashtag Croatia. In the month of August, there is a thing called Yacht Week. Actually, every week is called Yacht Week, but it's just one big party. And being that this fell on August 8th, 2012, we all know that she was there to party. This posting then gives credence to this tweet sent out by Adam Hahn on the 19th of February in 2016, asking if Meghan Markle is available for Yacht Week, particularly week 35 of Yacht Week in August. So now when we look at this Instagram post dated July 5th, 2016, it looks more like a walk of shame for Meghan. If the rumors are to be true and she was a high-end escort, then it would explain the bizarre mention that Harry put in his book about Meghan having her luggage stored at the Soho House in London. Now, if this was a booty call that turned into getting suckered into walking down the aisle, then I could understand the lengths that Meghan would have gone through in order to clean everything up. I also think that Harry would be on board with it because the embarrassment of marrying a prostitute probably would not have gotten the blessing from the Queen to marry. So both of them would have every reason to lie about how they really met. And even up to this day, their story still is filled with inconsistencies. So you know that they're lying. And I think that the truth is something that they don't want anybody to know. And who better to call on to help shape up your narrative than Benita Litt? This photo was posted everywhere when the media was questioning, well, where was Meghan spending Christmas if she wasn't spending Christmas with Prince Harry in Sandringham? But since she was just the girlfriend, why would she be there? Anyhow, this photo came out and stated that she spent Christmas in 2016 with Benita Litt. And as you can see in this photo, Heather Durack is there. This was a lie corrected by Thomas Markle in his interview with Tom Bower. As you can see, it says Meghan spent Christmas 2016 in a Santa Monica hotel. Thomas and Doria joined her there. So most likely, Meghan was probably embarrassed to share that kind of information with the world and hence used her friend as a decoy. I also think that some of those photos of her Eat, Pray, Love summer might have been photos that were taken whenever and then used to create a certain narrative. And maybe on the yacht with Benita and those other women was not taken in August of 2016. Maybe it was taken in 2015. The point that I'm trying to make here is that the narrative that they tried to create for everyone falls flat because of the inconsistencies between the Netflix mockumentary, Spare. None of it's consistent, which leads me to believe that this is one big cover-up to mask the truth, which is that Meghan was a VIP high-end hostess bottle service woman. I think right now, if there's a video out there, allegedly, she should maybe strike a deal and release it. Look what it did for Kim Kardashian. But anyhow, what do you guys think? Definitely leave your thoughts below. This was just so random and was not the video that I was planning on posting today, but here you guys go. What do you think? Anyhow, I will be back with more content, but until then, please be safe and I will talk to you later. Bye!
It was such a fraud.